Hello, my name is Nur Anis Atira and this is my group member Azrin, Wong, Yang and Sam. We will be presenting about the company we have chosen, which is Comfort Glove Berhad and Caroplast Group Berhad. This company operates within the same industry. So, let's begin with an introduction to the company. The first company is Comfort Glove Berhad. Comfort Glove Berhad was established in 1993 as a subsidiary of Integrated Rubber Corporation Berhad. This company was initially named Berduntai Tin Draving Berhad and was listed on the main board of the Kuala Lumpur Stock Exchange in April 1966. The company was later renamed to Integrated Rubber Corporation Berhad in 2004 and to Comfort Glove Berhad in 2015. Okay, first is about core business. The company's core business involves manufacturing and selling of gloves, which are primarily focused on latex and natural gloves. These products are widely used across various industries including healthcare, laboratories, veterinary, cosmetic and food handling. Next is market presence. Comfort Glove Berhad has a strong market presence as a leading exporter to regions worldwide, including North America, Oceania, the Middle East, Europe, South America, Africa, and the Asia Pacific. The company is widely recognized as a significant player in the global glove market. Next is commitment. Comfort Glove Berhad ensures high-quality manufacturing processes, consistently comply with international safety and performance standards. The company is dedicated to upholding its reputation as a global leader in the glove industry by continuously delivering top-quality products to customers worldwide. Next, we move to second company.
I am Nur Azrin, metric number 303525. Now, I'll be talking about second company, Caroplast Group Berhad, a Malaysian company specializing in the manufacturing and sales on high-quality gloves. These include latex, nitrile examination glove, as well as sterile surgical glove, which are essential in industry like healthcare, laboratories, and food handling due to their durability and contamination prevention. Founded in 1988 with just one product line, Caroplast has grown into a significant global player in the personal protective equipment (PPE) industry. To complement its glove, the company also produces ancillary items such as face masks and gowns, meeting the increasing global demand for PPE. Caroplast operates through key subsidiaries. Rubber Care Protection Products Sdn Berhad focuses on glove manufacturing, while K Glove Global Sdn Berhad manages global distribution and export. Additionally, Caroplast Properties Sdn Berhad handle investment, packaging, and warehousing service. The company emphasizes quality and sustainability, ensuring its products meet international safety standards. This commitment has positioned Caroplast as a trusted name in the global PPE market. Now, I'll pass to the next presenter.
Good morning, Mr. Tan. My name is Samuel Hu Jinghao and my matrix number is 304029. Now I will talk about compute the 2.0 is compute the ratios for both companies. For this assignment, we need to calculate 4 different ratios. The first one is liquidity ratio. They have 2 divided inside. The first one is current ratio and the second one is quick ratio. The second ratio we need to calculate is activity ratio. In activity ratio, we need to calculate total asset turnover and account receivable turnover. The third one is profitability ratio. We need to calculate profit margin on sales and return on common shareholders in equity. The fourth one is leverage ratio. In leverage ratio, we need to calculate debt to assets ratio and debt to equity ratio. For the first ratio, we need to calculate liquidity ratio. Inside liquidity ratio, we have 2 ratio. It is current ratio and quick ratio. The first one is current ratio. Current ratio means a financial metric that measures a company's ability to meet its short-term liability with its short-term assets, calculated by dividing current assets by current liabilities. The formula for current ratio is current assets divided by current liabilities. We have two companies. The first company called Comfort Glove Berhad, and the second company is K Plus Group Berhad. The current ratio for Comfort Group Berhad is 6.06 is to 1. Uh, we calculate and taking from annual report, the current asset for Comfort Group Berhad is 48730390547 divided by current liabilities 8045842. For K Plus Group Berhad, current asset is 136498446 divided by current liabilities 47766 and we get the current ratio is 2.85 is to 1. So we can, after we calculate two company current ratio, we can interpret like for Comfort Group Berhad, current ratio for Comfort Group Berhad is 6.06 is equal to 1. That means Comfort Group Berhad have 6 ringgit and 6 cent assets each, 1 ringgit liabilities. For Plus Group Berhad, we can interpret that current ratio for Plus Group Berhad is 2.85 equal to 1. That means Plus Group Berhad have 2 ringgit and 85 cents assets each, 1 ringgit liabilities. The second one is quick ratio. Quick ratio means also known as the acid test ratio, measure a company ability to meet its short-term liabilities using its most liquid assets. Calculate by dividing quick assets means current asset minus inventory by current liabilities. So for quick ratio, the formula is quick assets divided by current liabilities. Comfort Glove Berhad quick ratio is 2.47 is to 1. K Plus Group Berhad quick ratio is 2.22 equal is to 1. So we can after we calculate this, after we get this quick ratio, we can interpret like for Comfort Glove Berhad, quick ratio for Comfort Glove Berhad is 2.47 is to 1. That means Comfort Glove Berhad have 2 ringgit 47 cent asset each, 1 ringgit liabilities in the short term. For K Plus Group Berhad, quick ratio for K Plus Group Berhad is 2.47, 2.22 is to 1. That means K Plus Group Berhad have 2.47 assets each, 1 ringgit liabilities in the short term. The second ratio we can calculate is activity ratios. The first for activity ratio is total assets turnover. Total assets turnover is a financial ratio that measures a company efficiency in using its total assets to generate revenue, calculated by dividing net sales by total assets. For Comfort Glove Berhad, to calculate total asset turnover, we need to get net sales and average total assets. For net sales, Comfort Glove Berhad is 325,882,923. For average total assets, we take the beginning assets divide by plus the closing assets, then divide by 2. For the beginning is 964,071,018 plus 990,584,624 divided by 2. So we get the total assets turnover is 0.33 times. For Plus Group Berhad, same formula, and we get 0.63 times. So we can interpret that for Comfort Group Berhad, total assets turnover for Comfort Group Berhad is 0.33 times, shows that this company have 0.33 cent in revenue for every 1 ringgit of assets. For Plus Group Berhad, total assets turnover for Plus Group Berhad is 0.63 times, shows that this company have 0.63 cents in revenue for every 1 ringgit of assets. The second one in activity ratio is account receivable turnover. Account receivable turnover is a financial ratio that measures how efficiently a company collects revenue from its credit sales, calculated by dividing net credit sales by average account receivable. So for Comfort Group Berhad, after we calculate, the account receivable turnover is 5.12 times, and for K Plus Group Berhad, the account receivable turnover is 10.69 times. So we can interpret that account receivable turnover shows that Comfort Group Berhad have 5.12 times. That means Comfort Group Berhad have 5.12 times to solve the debt for the company. For K Plus Group Berhad, account receivable turnover shows that K Plus Group Berhad have 10.69 times. That means K Plus Group Berhad have 10.69 times to solve the debt for the company. The third ratio we need to calculate is profitability ratios. The first one in profitability ratio is profit margin on sales. Profit margin on sales is a financial metric that measures the percentage of revenue remaining as profit after all expenses are deducted, calculated by dividing net income by net sales. For Comfort Glove Berhad, net income is negative 36812.873 divided by net sales 325882923. So we get the profit loss is negative 11.30%. For Caprice Group Berhad, net income is negative 220694799 divided by net sales 307398254. So we get the profit loss is negative 71.79%. So we can interpret that profit margin on sale for Comfort Glove perhaps is negative 11.30%. This indicates that this company incur a net loss equivalent to 11.30% of its sales revenue. For CarePlus Group perhaps profit margin on sale for CarePlus Group perhaps is negative 71.79%. This indicates that this company showing a significant net loss equivalent to 79.79% of its sales revenue. For the second one in profitability ratio is called return on common shareholder equity. Return on common shareholder equity measures a company profitability by showing how effectively it generates net income from the equity invested by common shareholder, calculated by dividing net income. So we need to minus preferred dividends by average common shareholder equity. For Comfort Group perhaps there is no preferred dividend, so net income for Comfort Group perhaps is negative 36812.873, and average common shareholder equity, we take the beginning of the common shareholder equity and the closing average common shareholder equity, and finally we divide two parts of them. So we get the percentage is negative 4.18%. So we can interpret that return on common shareholder equity for Comfort Group Berhad is negative 4.18%. This reflects a negative return, indicate losses for shareholders. For CarePlus Group Berhad, there is also no preferred dividends. Net income is negative 220694799. For average common shareholder equity is 485665672 plus 268555735 and divide by 2. So the return on common shareholder equity is negative 58.52%. So we can interpret that return on common shareholder equity for this company is negative 58.52%, which highlights a substantial loss for shareholder. For the first one, we need to calculate the leverage ratio. Leverage ratio have two. The first one is debt to asset ratio. The debt to assets ratio measures the proportion of a company total assets that are financed by its total liabilities, calculated by dividing total liabilities by total assets. For Comfort Group Berhad, the debt to asset ratio is 9.79%. For CarePlus Group Berhad, the debt to asset ratio is 25.53%. So we can interpret after we get the percentage. For Comfort Group Berhad, debt to assets ratio for Comfort Group Berhad is 9.79%. This shows that only a small portion of the company assets is financed through liabilities. For CarePlus Group Berhad, debt to asset ratio for CarePlus Group Berhad is 25.53%. This means that this company is higher reliance on liabilities. For the first one, we need to calculate debt to equity ratio. This debt to equity ratio is a financial metric that measures the proportion of the company financing that comes from debt compared to shareholder equity, calculated by dividing total debt by total shareholder equity. For Comfort Group Berhad, debt to equity ratio is 90.21%. For CarePlus Group Berhad, debt to equity ratio is 74.47%. Debt to equity ratio for Comfort Group Berhad is 90.21%. This means that for every 1 ringgit of equity, the company have 90 cents in debt, indicating a higher reliance on debt financing. For debt to equity ratio for CarePlus Group Berhad is 74.47%. This means that for every 1 ringgit of equity, the company has 74 cents in depth, indicating a moderately leveraged financial structure.
Good morning, Mr. Tan. My name is Bong Wei Ping and my matrix number is 303773, and I'm presenting the comparison for each ratio between two companies. The first one is profitability ratio. The given two types is profit margin of sales and return of common shareholder equity. Profit margin of sales. Comfort Group Berhad have lower negative margin of sales, while Capas Group Berhad have the higher negative margin of sales. That means every 1 ringgit of sales revenue, Comfort Group Berhad have lost 0.11 ringgit, which may indicate better cost control or less server revenue that line compared to Capas Group Berhad. The second one is return of common sales and common shareholder equity. Capas Group Berhad have a negative return of common shareholder equity of negative 58.52%. In comparison, Comfort Group Berhad have Comfort Group Berhad have negative return of common shareholder equity of negative 4.18%, reflect a much similar impact. The next ratio is leverage ratio. They also give the two types is debt to asset ratio and debt to equity ratio. Debt to asset ratio, Comfort Group has shown a low debt to asset ratio, they call DAR. Show the DAR value when the DAR value in 2023 is 9.79%. In comparison, Capas Group has shown a higher DAR value when the leverage ratio value of Capas Group in 2023 is 25.53%. Second one is debt to equity ratio. Capas Group has shown the lower debt to equity ratio, they will call DER value when the DER value for Capas Group in 2023 is 74.47%. Comfort Group show the higher DER value when the DER value for Comfort Group in 2023 is 90.21%. The third one is the liquidity ratio. They're giving the two is current ratio and quick ratio. The current ratio measure shows that Comfort Group and Capas Group have a positive value in between 6.06 ratio 1 and 2.85 ratio 1. That means each 1 ringgit of liability, Comfort Group had 6.06 ringgit for asset, and better than Capas Group have 2.85 ringgit for of asset. The second one is the quick ratio. The quick ratio measure shows that Comfort Group and the Capas Group also have the positive value in between 2.47 ratio 1 and 2.22 ratio 1. That means the each 1 ringgit of liability, Comfort Group have 2.47 ringgit of asset, and better than Capas Group have 2.22 ringgit asset without the prepaid expense and inventory. And the last one is activity ratio. They have total asset turnaround and account receivable turnaround. Total asset turnaround show that Capas Group is higher than Comfort Group in 2023. This is because Capas Group have 0.63 times compared that the Comfort Group is just 0.33 times only. Next one is account receivable turnaround. Account receivable turnaround shows that the Capas Group is higher than the Comfort Group in 2023. This is because Capas Group have very high account receivable turnaround. It is 10.69 times compared to Comfort Group just 5.12 times only.
Okay, good morning to Mr. Tan. My name is Yongqi Joseph, and Mr. Tan can call me as Joseph. My matrix number is 303998. Today, I will be presenting about the suggestion of both companies can taken, which is for the Comfort Group Berhad and also the Capas Group Berhad. So on what is the initiative that actually can taken by both companies to try to maintain or even solve the problem that they face according to the ratio that we have taken, calculate and also presented by in the previous part. So let us move on to the first part, which is for the first part, the liquidity ratio. So for the Comfort Group Berhad, we have suggest this company they should invest their surplus current assets into productive ventures or higher yield investment. Besides that, the company they also need to increase the production by upgrade technology to retain the competitive of the company. So let us move on to the Care Plus Group Berhad. For the Care Plus Group Berhad, they should focus on increasing the inventory of the company by optimize the inventory management to increase the liquid assets to prevent the assets or even any shortage of the inventory and could affect the current assets in the company. By carrying out a just-in-time inventory system, Care Plus company they also can maintain the liquidity without impacting any operational effectiveness of the company. So the company also they should also refinance short-term liability using the longer-term instrument to fit with the company's cash flow cycle. So let us move on to the second part, which is for the activity ratio. So for the activity ratio, we actually suggest both of the company they should improve the total asset turnover. So how to improve the total asset turnover is they need to try to increase the production and sales of their company with existing resource. This is because they need to use the existing resource resources to try to expand the market by access into the untapped markets, which also could result them to increase the company revenues without adding more fixed costs than needed. So by increase the sales of their company, both companies actually could perform well in utilizing their assets by increase the total assets turnover. So for the second suggestion of the liquidity ratio, we actually have suggested both a company need to enhance accounts receivable turnover. For the Comfort Glass Berhad, actually they need to try to carry out more stricter credit policies by tightening out the credit payment period and also give incentives to the early payment to reduce the outstanding receivable of the company. So for the Care Plus Group Berhad, actually they should ensure that their credit policy actually are continuously friendly to their customer and also prevent for any tighten out the credit policy that could frighten their potential new customer of the company. So let us move on to the third part, which is for the profitability ratio. So for the profitability ratio, firstly, we have suggest both of the company they should need to increase their revenue. So how to increase their revenue is they need to try to expand and access their business into the new markets, especially with the field with the increasing demand for the gloves, such as the healthcare and also the laboratory industry. So they can sell their products to the industry and also try to diversifying their products offer based on the need in the industry that they have targeted with the high demand segments such as the healthcare and also the personal protective equipment. So finally, by again access into the new markets, especially the industry that they have never been able to reach out, they could also boost their sales and also increase the profit margins of sales. So let us move on to the second suggestion of the profitability ratio. So we have suggested both companies, especially the Care Plus Group, they should reduce the cost by focus on the cost cutting without sacrificing the quality of the product, such as optimizing the operation cost by renegotiate the suppliers contract to reduce the expenses of the company, so that actually the net income of the company can also be reduced. So let us move on to the last part, which is for the leverage ratio. So for the leverage ratio, we also have suggest two initiatives that can taken by the both company. So let us move on to the first initiative, which is the both company they actually need to reduce the debt reliance. What is mean by the reduce on the debt reliance is actually both company they should focus on repaying liabilities, especially the high interest liability, and also explore the equity financing rather than continuously taking on additional debt so that their debt to asset ratio could be lowered down. So let us move on to the last suggestion, which is Care Plus Group we have suggest this company they should strengthen their financial responsibility. It is because Care Plus Group with its higher reliance on liability, they should consider to restructuring its debt to secure a lower interest rate or even more favorable terms, thereby reducing the financial strain. So that's all for the suggestion of both company. I will be continue to the conclusion in the next slide. So thank you. Okay, let us move on to the last part, which is for the conclusion. In conclusion, Comfort Gloves Berhad and Care Plus Group Berhad, both as a company in the gloves manufacturing, actually they play an important role to introduce and supply quality gloves to the industry in Malaysia, such as the medical field. However, actually both companies they are facing some problem that need to be significantly solved based on the annual report that published by the both company. For example, like the Comfort Gloves Berhad, actually this company they perform well in the current ratio, which show that the current ratio of the company is actually 6.06 per 1. However, the company actually shows a negative percentage, which is the negative 11.03% in the profit margin on sales and also the return on the common shareholders' equity. So for the Care Plus Group Berhad, actually they also show the bad performance in the profit margin of sales, and which is the negative 71.79%, and also the return on the common shareholders' equity, which is the negative 58.52%. However, they actually perform well in the account receivable turnover, which is this company actually have a 10.69 times to solve the debt for the company. So actually we have some suggestion for the both company to solve the financial ability to continue their competitive ability in this industry. So firstly, for the Comfort Gloves Berhad, actually they need to carry out more stricter policy by tighten out the credit payment period. They also need to reinvest their surplus current assets into the productive ventures or even more higher yield investment to improve the current ratio and also the account receivable turnover. Care Plus Group actually they should reduce the cost by focusing on cost cutting without sacrificing the quality of the products and optimize the inventory management to increase the liquid assets and also improve the profit margin of sales. Both company actually they should try to like expand and access their business into the new market to boost their sales in terms of improve the revenues in the company. So that's all for the conclusion part. Thank you.